Ayun. What's up guys? It is currently 8:58 ng gabi. No, it's almost 9 o'clock. So medyo late tayo nag-start ngayon ng ating Facebook live session. So first and foremost, I want to say good evening sa inyo lahat. Once again, my name is Jerry Domingo, Specialty Finance Manager, owner ng Pinoy Card Talk sa Facebook, sa Instagram, and sa YouTube. So tonight we're gonna discuss something we've talked about before, but I wanted to go into a bit more detail and show you guys examples of what I mean. Right? So, one of the most common things na I get from people, whenever you guys are inquiring, whether refinancing, pagbili ng bagong sakyan, lumang sakyan, or whatnot, is you always bring up yung credit score ninyo. Now, credit score is important, right? Pero, napakarami po kasi sa ating mga Pilipino na tinatrato natin ang score natin, credit score natin, na para siyang exam na kailangan perfect para lang maging high credit, no? Masyado tayong nakafocus dun sa number, yung rating ng score, and what I want to share with you guys today are 4 different examples kung saan hindi mo pwedeng ibase yung credit quality ng tao based sa score alone. And the point I'm trying to get across is hindi po base sa score palagi. Okay? So, I want to show you guys 4 different examples of what I mean. We're gonna go over each of them, right? So maybe you guys can pick up some pointers along the way that maybe it could help you sa personal life ninyo. Or maybe you could share it with your kids if your kids are young, mga teenagers sila, turning 18, 19 or whatnot. Or maybe meron kang kakilala na bago pa lang sa Canada, wala silang idea about sa credit, kung gaano ito ka-importante sa buhay natin dito sa Western world, no? Sa North America, and you want to give them an idea of bakit ito importante. So first and foremost guys, sabihin ko na ngayon pa lang, credit score is important, but it is not the most important thing. Okay? And I'm gonna show that to you guys with one example here. Now, yung score kasi natin is a reflection of our credit quality, but it's not always accurate, right? As I'm gonna show you guys right now. So, hindi po dahil porket mataas yung credit score, ibig sabihin maganda yung credit ng tao or wise sila financially, right? So, here's our first example I'm gonna show you guys, okay? If you notice here, okay, high score pero weak credit. So, what do I mean by that? If you look at this example here, yung score ng tao is 731. So, a score of 731 is actually really good. Keep in mind, credit score of 650 pataas is considered good credit. So this person has 731 na credit score. But if you notice, yung credit niya nabuksan lang ng 2020. So mga 1 year pa lang yung credit ng aplikante. So mataas yung score niya, right? But yung credit composition is very weak. Kasi ang meron lang po siya is isang credit card na may limit na 700 tapos yung cellphone bill. So, what here is a good example of yung building blocks, no? Ito yung tamang habits na kailangan yung i-form, right? Pag kayo nagsisimula pa lang ng credit. And also, if you guys are gonna notice, no? 1 year pa lang yung tao sa kanyang credit bureau, pero yung score mataas, 731. And the reason for that is, guys, and I mentioned this before in the previous video, everybody starts na mataas ang credit. The way credit works is whenever you hear the word you're building your credit, most of us think kasi na you start from low score, pataas ng pataas ng pataas. If kaka-establish pa lang ng credit mo or bagong bukas yung credit mo, you will always start with a high score. And how it works sa credit is every time nasasablay ka, late payment, no payment, defaulted loans, mga ganong klaseng bagay, bababa yung score mo. Mag-a-apply ka ng mortgage, bababa ang score mo. Mag-a-apply ka ng car loan, mababawasan ang score mo. Mag-apply ka sa 5 dealership ng car loans, dahil hindi ka mapakali, lalong babagsak ang score mo. So everybody, pag bagong bukas ang credit ninyo, magsisimula po yan sa mataas na score. So kaya nakita nyo nga dito, 1 year, di ba? 731 yung score niya. Mataas. Kasi hindi pa niya masyadong ginagalaw. Now, the key for somebody na ganito ang credit, no, na 1 year pa lang at mataas pa ang score, is to maintain it properly. Okay? So, high score pero weak ang credit. Okay? Weak ang credit kasi isang credit card lang tsaka isang cellphone. Tapos less than 1 year pa yung kanyang credit profile. So, yun ba yung taong to ba ay masasabi mo na good credit dahil mataas ang score niya? Hindi siya good credit. Ang tawag dito is weak. Weak credit. Kasi yung credit niya is only composed of one credit card and one cellphone. So, kumbaga, nagsisimula pa lang talaga. Very weak, pero trending upwards. Diba? Nasa tamang direksyon siya. Wala siyang late payments. Wala siyang balance actually sa credit card niya. Yung mga ganong klaseng habits ba? So, pataas ang score pero hindi maganda ang credit quality. Okay? So, next na example naman natin is, let's see which one yung piliin ko, yung best o yung worst. So, let's go with this one. So, ito naman, high score, strong credit with the mortgage. Okay? So, if you notice here, score ng tao guys, 744. Okay? And yung mortgage nila nasa mga almost 500,000 yung mortgage. Right? So, even though may mortgage sila na mataas, right? Mataas yung score pa rin nila kasi if you look closely sa mga credit products nila, yung kanyang American Express, right? 21,000 yung limit, yung balance 3,000 lang. Dito naman, if you look sa kanilang, sorry guys, Royal Bank na Mastercard, 3,500 yung limit, $39 lang yung balance. Yung TD, right? 15,000 yung limit, 11,000 yung balance, which is exactly at 75% nung limit, which is actually really good. Another TD account, if you notice here, ito medyo mataas ang balance, 10,000 ang limit, tapos 9,000 yung kanyang balance, right? And then there's another one here, na 19,000 yung limit, tapos 244 na lang yung balance. So, even though merong mortgage na malaki, na almost 500,000, dahil well-maintained yung credit niya. And if you guys notice, no, tingnan nyo yung dates kung kailan nag-start yung credit niya. 2011, 2008, 2013. Diba? So, kumbaga, nagsimula sila ng maaga. 2008 pa lang, meron na silang credit card. Maintain nila yung card na yon. Kasi if you notice, nabuksan yung account 2008, pero if you look sa history niya, wala siyang late payments, right? Malinis yung history. So, that's an example of high score, strong credit with the mortgage. Okay? Now, ito yung tipo ng credit na masasabi mo na yung tao is good credit. Yung mortgage niya is almost 500,000, yung mga accounts niya well-maintained, walang mga over-limit, walang late payments. Merong mga ibang cards na mataas ang balance. But overall, looking at the bigger picture, right? Very strong yung credit niya kasi nagsimula pa lang na maaga, 2008, 2013. All those years na they maintained yung credit nila, nakabuild yun ng credit strength. Kaya sila na-aprobahan malamang ng bahay na 500,000 mahigit. Nung una na lang kinuha. Okay? So if you are a young follower right now, kung 18, 19 ka pa lang or bagong dating ka sa Canada, you have to start early. If you want to build a strong credit history, kailangan magsimula ka agad. When you turn 18, kumuha ka ng credit card. I-maintain mo ng maigi. You have to start building these habits at the very beginning pa lang kasi if you screw that up later on, mas mahirap na silang ayusin. So, if you're watching this, start early. Start early and maintain, keep those accounts, keep those credit cards, line of credits para in the end, right, makaka-build ka ng mas stronger na credit history. Kasi napakita mo sa mga bangko na na-maintain mo. Parang ito, for example, 2008 yung isang card niya. 2008 nagsimula, ilang taon na lumipas? 12 years. Kasi yung panganay ko is 2008 pinanganak. So he's turning 13 now this year, I think. So 13 years, maintain ng taong to yung kanyang TD na credit card. And that shows credit strength. Okay? So ito yung tipo ng credit na we should all aspire to have, which is yung mataas yung score, tsaka maganda yung credit, yung composition ng credit niya. Strong yung credit. Well-maintained over the years. Kumbaga, may experience na. Now, here's another example naman guys. So here is somebody na high score, strong credit without the mortgage. So if you notice naman here, score-wise, mataas, 836. Diba? Yan yung tipo ng score na makaka-approve, makakakuha ka ng bahay. But if you look at sa history ng kliyenteng to, Royal Bank na Mastercard or kung ano account man to, 30,000 yung limit, wala siyang balance. CIBC, $2,500 yung limit, wala siyang balance. Diba? Capital One sa Costco, 5,000 yung limit, walang balance. Mastercard sa Walmart, 4,800 ang limit, sila ang nagpasara. CIBC, 20,000 yung limit, line of credit, walang balance. So, for this one naman, and walang mortgage. So, for this one here naman, what I want to show you guys is, nakabuild sila ng magandang credit score, magandang credit history, kasi marami silang credit cards, marami silang line of credit, nakita nyo, di ba? Pero, walang balances, pero at the same time, given the amount of time, no, so I'm gonna show you guys. So, yung Capital One account was opened 2016, yung CIBC, 2018. So, over the course of those 4 or 5 years, nagamit nila yung card. It just so happens na, at this point in time, nung chinek ko yung credit nila, wala silang balance. And, nakita nyo yung pattern sa credit ng tao. Marami siyang credit cards, matataas lahat ng limit. Pero, isa lang yung merong balance. The rest, hindi nila ginagamit. So, this is a good example then of something na, we as a culture should aspire to have, right? You have all that financial freedom, di ba? Matataas yung mga limit mo, wala kang balances. So in the event of an emergency o ano man, makakahatak siya ng pera, walang problema. So again, these are great examples na magandang tularan ninyo, right? Without a mortgage, with a mortgage. Okay? So now you guys can see a pattern, no? Mataas yung score, right? Not because mataas lang yung score, but you can see kung bakit. You can see yung reasons why mataas yung score nila. You can see the reasons why good credit sila. Strong credit sila. Now, here's an example naman of somebody na mataas ang score pero really poor ang credit. And again, this happens all the time then. So here's an example of that. High score, poor credit. So if you notice the score niya, 698. So almost 700. Parang sabi ko nga before, any amateur finance manager, makakita lang ganitong klaseng score, automatically iisipin, maaprobahan ko to ng car loan. But if you look sa notes, presence of bankruptcy, delinquency, derogatory items. Di ba? Yung mga credit products, yung RBC na Visa, may balances, may Capital One, 300, 240 yung balance. So, again, you can see that pattern. May mga credit cards nga, pero yung balances nila, masyadong mataas. And, going further sa credit, if you look here, merong Kudo account 2015, bayad pero napunta ng collections. Another account here, nakalagay bayad 300 pero na write off. 'Di ba? And ayun nga, may collections pa dito. So even if nakalagay na paid off na yung collections niya, if you guys can see it, settled, andyan pa rin sa credit bureau niya. Di ba? So again, this is a fine example of what I mean na hindi porket mataas yung score mo, good credit ka. You always have to have a professional take a look sa credit mo para ma-determine talaga. And yun nga, para sabi ko nga sa inyo guys, when it comes dito, right, unang tingin mo, mataas ang score, 698. So magtataka ka bakit ang nakalagay yun, may mga delinquency and all that stuff. Well, high score, poor credit. So what I did, tinignan natin yung second credit bureau niya, which is through Equifax. And dun na lumabas yung mga issue. So if you look sa Equifax score ng tao, high Transunion, low Equifax. Sino mo yung score sa Equifax? 582. So anybody, even an amateur na finance manager will tell you, 582 na score is subprime. So bakit ganon? Diba? Bakit yung Equifax 582 tapos yung TransUnion yan taas-taas 698? Because yung metrics na ginagamit ng bawat kumpanya are different. Okay? So, I know a lot of you guys might be watching, sasabihin nyo sa sarili nyo, oh, sabi sa Credit Karma, ang score ko 800. Well, yung Credit Karma is based mainly sa TransUnion score ninyo. And as you guys as I have shown you guys right now, hindi porket mataas yung score sa TransUnion, ibig sabihin mataas yung score sa Equifax, hindi dahil mataas yung score sa TransUnion, ibig sabihin maganda yung credit ng tao. Okay? So, what are the main takeaways na meron tayo for tonight's video. I wrote that down. I'm gonna put that sa video natin din later. I'm gonna show you guys, okay? So, yan. So, first and foremost, nawala yung screen natin. First and foremost, guys, balance on credit cards are at 75% of limit only. Para niyo example nung isang may mortgage na 500,000, di ba? If you notice, yung kanyang credit card sa TD, ang limit is 15,000. Tapos yung balance is 11,000. If you actually do the math, you take 75% of the 15,000, it's around 11,000. So just at that mark. So kahit meron siyang balance, right, nasa tama pa rin. Hindi siya irresponsible na 15,000 yung limit, tapos yung balance is 14,000. Ganun ba? Okay? So, balance on credit cards are at 75% of the limit only. Number 2, matutong gamitin ng credit ng responsable, start early. So, if you notice yung mga example na pinakita ko sa inyo tonight, again, going back dun sa pinaka-best example natin, right? May mga credit card sila, nag-start 2008 pa lang. 13 years ago. Bukas pa rin yung mga accounts up to this year. Well-maintained pa rin. Start early, matuto kang gamitin ng maayos yung credit mo. So pag binigyan ka ng bangko ng 1,000 na limit, wag mong i-max out yung 1,000. Gamitin mo 500 lang. And then i-maintain mo yun. They look at how frequent yung prepayment mo. Okay? So kahit na 1,000 yung limit mo, tapos, 1,000 yung limit mo, ginagamit mo 500 lang, pero every month nagbabayad ka, ginagamit mo, nagbabayad ka, nakaka-build ng strong credit yon. Okay? So, yun nga, parang sabi ko nga, kung bago ka sa Canada, huwag kang matakot sa utang. Kung ikaw ay estudyante, 18, 19 years old, start early. Start early with the proper and correct financial habits. Hindi yung, personal example, if you're 18 or you're 19, wag mo kong tularan because when I was 18 and I was 19, right, nasa George Brown College ako noon, lahat ng booth ng credit card, in-applyan ko. So, nakakuha ko ng 3 credit card, each of them, $500 each. And ako, at the time, tatanga-tanga, walang alam sa mundo, right? Ginamit ko lang, gamit ka ng gamit, max out dito, max out doon, right? So, that's a bad example on my part. So, if you're 18, 19, yun nga, kung sisimula ka pa lang, start early, but you have to do it properly. Okay? So, number 3, iwasan ng late payments, over-limit balances, non-payment. So, nakita nyo naman, sa lahat ng example natin for tonight, lahat ng merong strong credit, lahat ng merong matuturing natin na good credit, wala silang late payments. Wala silang over-limit sa kanilang mga accounts. Merong mga accounts na medyo mataas ang balance, pero hindi sila over dun sa limit. Wala silang late payments, wala silang collections. So, you can see yung pattern. Yun yung mga bagay na kailangan mong gawin kung gusto mong makabuild ka ng good credit. Hindi lang yung magpapataas ka ng score. Okay? So, number 4, and I always tell you guys all the time, dahil na yung mga nagka-car shopping, iwasan ng apply for loans. Bawat application ng loan, merong bawas sa credit score mo. Yung exact points na binabawas, unfortunately, I don't have anything solid na I can show you as proof, right? Because obviously, I've spoken to finance managers, I've spoken to mortgage specialists before. Ang main idea na binigay nila sa akin, depending on how much money you are asking for, right? Doon makaka-apekto sa credit score mo. And I don't have any proof to show you guys, but I have been told before in the past na mortgages, if you're asking for a mortgage, that's $100, $200, $300, $400,000 na loan, na application, right? Yung mga ganyang klaseng inquiry, malaki ang bawas sa points sa credit mo. Now, if there's any mortgage brokers who are watching or nakafollow sa akin, please feel free to correct me kung mali ako. Again, as I said, those are the things that I have been told, pero I don't have the proof to show you guys. Pero I just wanted to share that with you. And, you know, there's a bit of truth to that, I guess. Kasi if you notice, no, sa mga credit bureau, merong note palagi kapag hindi na-aprobahan ng mortgage yung tao. Nakalagay yun nga, you know, insufficient experience for mortgage or whatnot, right? Hindi sila maglalagay ng note na ganun if yung mortgage application was not a significant hit sa credit mo. Okay? And yun nga, para sa mga nagka-car shopping, right? Huwag ka magtalon-talon-talon ng dealership. asking for a better interest rate or better this, better that kung meron ka ng loan approval kasi every time magsasabit ka ng loan pre-approval, babawas na bawas sa score mo. You're only hurting yourself. Yun lang naman ang sa akin. Okay? So number 4, iwasan ng apply ng loans. Number 5, okay? Hindi dahil mataas ang credit, kailangan i-max out ang card. And again, I'm talking from experience when I was, 18, 19, like long time ago, right? Hindi dahil binigyan ka ng, kasi this happens all the time, di ba? Minsan makakakuha ka ng credit card sa mail. Congratulations, RBC has increased your limit from 5,000 to 10,000. Ang unang ginagawa ng ibang tao, nagsha-shopping. Or uuwi ng Pilipinas sa babakasyon, right? So, hindi dahil inikrisan yung credit limit mo, ibig sabihin kailangan mong gastusin lahat yon, right? Pag ang bangko ang mag-i-increase ng credit limit ninyo, that's a good thing. That means na sa mata nila, you are financially responsible and you are trustworthy. Right? And I have followers and clients na ganoon ang nangyari. Right? Out of nowhere, makakakuha sila ng mail galing sa bangko nila na binigyan sila ng bagong credit card or in-increasean yung limit nila from 5 to 10,000, 10 to 20,000. You should take that as a compliment sa'yo ng bangko yun. Na that's one way of them saying na we value your business, you have been a good customer, you have been a financially responsible na customer, i-reward ka namin ng mas mataas na credit limit. Now, on the other hand, if ikaw naman yung tipo ng apply ng credit card, pupunta ka sa Walmart, mag-a-apply ka ng Walmart Mastercard, pupunta ka ng Superstore, mag-a-apply ka ng President's Choice, pupunta ka sa Lowe's, mag-a-apply ka ng Lowe's na credit card, that makes you look financially irresponsible kasi you are attempting to open lines of credit eh. A line of credit is technically a loan. So parang lumalabas ngayon, apply ng loan, right? Why do you need all that money? Why are you trying to apply for all these loans? Kaya nga sabi ko most of the time, it's best practice at least 2 credit card lang, right? For example, mahilig ka mag-shopping, groceries mo, ginagawa mo na Superstore. Then, kumuha ka ng President's Choice na Mastercard kasi makakakuha ka ng optimum points, di ba? Which you can also get sa gas, right? Yung mga air miles ng mga cards, yung mga ganun din, right? Pero hindi mo kailangan ng credit card sa Walmart, hindi mo kailangan ng credit card sa Lowe's, hindi mo kailangan ng credit card sa HBC, hindi mo kailangan ng credit card sa, Best Buy, right? Hindi lahat ng pwede mong applyan ng credit card, a-apply ka, right? If it's a big purchase, for example, like furniture, like Leon's, mga ganun, right? Kasi, sino ba naman sa atin ang merong 3,000 or 4,000 na pwedeng ibagsak sa set ng furniture at any given time. I know I don't, di ba? Mga ganong klaseng big ticket purchase, yeah, you can apply for that kind of store credit card. Just make sure na bayaran mo kagad, right? And also, I want to remind you guys too, department store credit cards, guys, mas mataas ang interest niya. So if you carry a balance sa Canadian Tire na Mastercard mo, sa Walmart na Mastercard mo, President's Choice na Mastercard mo, mataas ang interest charges nila sa mga department store credit cards. Okay? So, again, going back on topic, hindi dahil mataas ang credit or hindi dahil may available na credit or may nag-offer sa'yo ng credit card, hindi ibig sabihin kailangan mong i-max out, hindi ibig sabihin kailangan mong applyan, hindi ibig sabihin kailangan mong kunin. Okay? So, all of those habits, all of these tips is meant to help you build, the proper foundation para makabuild ka ng magandang credit history. Hindi lang yung score. Hindi yung masyado kang nakafocus sa pataasan ng score. You have to look at the composition ng credit mo. And I've shown you guys several examples tonight of yung magandang tipo ng credit composition. The better your credit composition, the stronger your credit is, the higher your score. Well-rounded. Okay? Hindi yung bago ka pa lang sa Canada, nakita mo yung score mo ay 750, akala mo sino ka ng hari na pwede mong bilihin lahat ng gusto mo. That's financial irresponsibility. Kayabangan na yun. Diba? So, konting control sa mga ganun. And, again, yung message natin for tonight, guys, is high score does not always mean good credit. Baya nga na example natin, we have somebody here na Transunion, almost 700, pero yung kanyang composition ng kanyang credit ay bulok. Collections, this and that, right? Kahit gaano pa kaliit yun, the fact na napunta siya ng collections, that will stay sa credit mo and that will bring your score down. Okay? So, wag po tayo masyado palagi mag-focus sa score. Every time we get an inquiry, at least once a week, Right? Kuya Jerry, gusto kong kumuha ng kasakyan. Sabi ng Credit Karma, score ko 700. Sabi ko, I can't give you an idea of what kind of vehicles you can afford, what kind of loans are waiting for you, anong interest, just because yung score mo sa Credit Karma is 700. You need to have an in-depth look sa credit mo to determine kung ano yung pwede sa'yo. Pabibili ka ng kasakyan, or for example, mga nagbabalak bumili ng bahay. So many people tell me, Kuya Jerry, hindi mo na ako kukuha ng kasakyan, bibili kasi ako ng bahay. And then titignan ko yung credit nila. Yung score is 400. Isipin ko, sasakyan pa nga lang, hindi ka maaprubahan. Mag-a-apply ka ng mortgage. Diba? So, you always have to have that in-depth look. Whether, for example, sa mortgages, speak to a mortgage broker. You want to buy a car, gusto mo mag-finance ng kotse, talk to me. Or kung ayaw mo sa akin, hindi mo ako feel, find a finance manager that deals with car loans. Get that in-depth look and study. Parang sabi ko nga sa isang video ko before, right? Always take the effort to be aware of your situation. Whether that's financial, emotional, o kung ano man yung pinagdadaanan mo, right? You have to have that effort to be aware. Kailangan may self-awareness ka. Hindi yung magsasabi ka na bibili ako ng bahay tapos ang credit score mo 300, 400. May pang down payment ka, wala. Pang down payment ka ng kotse, wala ka eh. Pang down payment pa kaya ng bahay. 'Di ba? So be mindful. Be mindful. Okay? So again guys, I hope nagustuhan niyo yung video natin for tonight. I hope nagustuhan niyo yung mga examples. I hope meron kayo napulot ng magandang lessons or tips to help yourself build yung tamang credit history through, building a strong credit history with the proper composition, yung proper habits na kailangan mong gawin. And yeah. So yeah, I hope na-enjoy niyo yung video natin for tonight. I know it's a bit long. I hope meron kayo napulot na maganda. So again, we're gonna end the video there. 9:25, perfect, about half an hour or so. So once again guys, my name is Jerry Domingo, Specialty Finance Manager, owner po ng Pinoy Car Talk sa Facebook, sa Instagram, and sa YouTube. Guys, I'm just gonna plug it right now. If meron kayong YouTube channel, alam nyo naman how YouTube works. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers and I believe 4,000 hours, 4,000 watch hours sa YouTube. So, if you can subscribe sa aking channel, that would be a big help. And again, just like pag-like nyo sa Facebook page ko, wala naman siyang bayad and I would really appreciate your support. Okay? So guys, have a safe night, have a great night, stay safe. Stay healthy, and I'll see you guys again sometime this week, okay? Have a good night.